Hey, are you thinking of selling your home? There's some documents you'll need to start gathering prior to putting your home on the market. So I'm going to go over what those are right now, so stick around. Hi, I'm Jana Classy, a realtor, along with my husband Paul. We are with Snyder Bailey and Associates here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia. I do a video every week with important information about buying and selling property, plus lots of stuff about living in this area. So if you like that sort of thing, then hit the subscribe button and then hit the little bell icon, and then you'll know when a new video is out. So here's the docs to start gathering if you're thinking of selling. First is the proof of ownership, a deed, and if there are changes to that, you'll want to have those documents as well. That might be a probated will, a divorce decree, a state executor, for example. The last thing you want is for someone to show up saying they have part ownership in your property. The next doc to obtain is the tax record, and this will have a ton of information. The owner of record, and again, if the owner of record does not represent who is selling the property, you'll need to have the documents I just mentioned on hand. Tax records also have the tax class. A rental will be in a different class with a higher tax rate. It'll have the year built, the assessed value, the legal address, and the legal address is what is used by the settlement attorney instead of the street address. Next is to provide a plat of your property, and this will help avoid a request from the buyer for a boundary survey, and that can be pretty expensive. Also, if you are on well and septic, you'll need those records from the health department. If records can't be found, and that's the case for older homes, and you don't know where the septic is located, contact your county health department for advice. Plus, there are plumbers that provide septic location services. You'll also need your last mortgage statement, and this will give you a close payoff number. You'll need this so when a home value is determined, you'll have an estimate of the equity you have. And when the property sells, the mortgage statement provides the settlement attorney with the mortgage company contact information, so they can get an accurate payoff number right before closing. HOA information is the next piece of information you'll need. The HOA fees and dues and HOA contact information. Either the president if it's managed by the homeowners, or the management contact if it's managed by an HOA property management company. If there are expected upcoming special assessments, all the information about that will need to be disclosed. And every time I go to a realtor legal education seminar, we're advised for liability purposes to not provide covenants and restrictions information, but to call the settlement attorney and have them provide that information. And the reason for this is the chance of missing recent updates. So I usually call the settlement attorney, or if the subdivision is managed by an HOA management company, they can provide it as well. And the point really is to provide the most recent updates and make sure you don't miss any updates. Next is to put together a list of all the improvements and upgrades you've made to the property. Plus, if you opt to get a home inspection prior to listing your home, which is a good idea, make a list of the repairs you chose to do from the inspection. That list, plus the list of the improvements you've made, can be offered to future potential buyers. This shows a conscientious seller, which makes buyers more comfortable making an offer. Next, gather all the warranties, instruction manuals, and receipts pertaining to the systems and the appliances in the home. If you've recently had the HVAC checked, for example, provide the receipt from the contractor. It's also a good idea to provide your insurance provider and any additional insurance you have, such as flood insurance. And then next is the list of utility providers for the property, along with a printout of your utility bills for the past 12 months. And then right before you list your home, we'll provide some documents that either are required by West Virginia or typically provided to buyers. And these include either a property disclosure or a disclaimer. A disclaimer is used usually when you haven't lived or you aren't aware of the property condition, as might be the case in an estate sale, for example. A property disclosure is a document given to you by us asking about the condition of the home. And West Virginia requires that the seller complete either a disclosure or a disclaimer. So along with the mortgage information, you'll need an estimate of the closing cost and a home value analysis. And this is something we provide. We work with you on that. So there you have it, the main documents you need before listing your home. Probably want to give yourself time to gather all this. And even if you aren't planning on selling for a while, it's a good idea to have these things on hand. And we've put together a list of these documents and where to obtain them. And you can click on the link below and download that. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Remember to subscribe. Thanks.